Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are here with day 8 results, and our topic for today is going to be the fat protein ratios part 2. And if you hear my kids in the background, they're upstairs. My husband's watching them, but if you hear them, just don't mind them. Anyway, yeah, fat and protein ratios. I realized that I didn't mention this really important thing. I will get to that in just a minute. Real quick, I'm going to just run through how I felt. I've had like aches in my legs like 3 days ago. I had like mild, and this is all mild achy legs, and then the next day it switched and I had mild achy feet, and then this morning I woke up and I had mild achy toes. So I don't know what the deal is with that. If any of you guys have experienced that before, let me know. Comment, if you have any ideas. It's not severe, and like I said, it's moving, and it's not like I'm aching all the time or in the same places. So I'll just keep an eye on that and make sure it doesn't turn into anything too extreme. I'm still monitoring my electrolyte intake. I am taking a minimum of 1 teaspoon of salt every day, minimum, to make sure I'm getting, at least that much sodium, because salt is not pure sodium. It's a mix of other minerals, and if you get like iodized table salt, it's like sodium chloride as well. So like a mixture of things is in there. So when you take 1 teaspoon of salt, you're not getting a whole teaspoon of pure sodium. So just keep that in mind. That's what I'm trying to do as well. Keep that in mind. So 1 teaspoon for me. I am taking 1 to 2 tablets of potassium, 99 milligrams a piece, and I am taking 2 tablets of magnesium for a total of 400 milligrams of magnesium. And the bottle says it ends up being like 56 grams of like actual magnesium, so I don't know what that is. I will look it up and see if I can give you guys a little bit more info on that, because you want to know how much you're getting for real, not like just, well, maybe 400, maybe 56. Like, what? That's a big difference. Anyway, so I'll do a little more research and get back with you guys on that to make electrolytes maybe a little bit easier for everyone. So still balancing that, but getting my minimum of salt every day. I have not been dehydrated, still have like some loose stool, but like smaller amounts. So yeah, I guess that's a good thing. Like I said, I'm not getting dehydrated, so that's the main thing. You don't want to get dehydrated, especially if you have some loose stool at the beginning. I did do my workout this morning, and then a week ago as well, did my workout. I would say this morning, it was a little bit harder. So just be aware, it can affect your workouts. It affected mine, at least. I did better in some things, but I did worse in others. So yeah, I don't know. My husband and I have this theory that we'll have to look into, that our legs, we did worse on legs because, we don't have all the carbohydrates in our legs for that quick energy. So yeah, I don't know. It's a theory. I'll look up more on that as well. But yeah, not as good on leg day today. And then a few of the other exercises as well. It just was a little bit harder. So that's okay. My body's still switching, learning how to use fat for fuel instead, and simultaneously still working on building muscle as well. So not a big deal to me. I'll just, work with it. What I got, as long as I'm not like massively falling behind, I'm good with it. I just want to stay healthy and in shape, so I don't have to like meet any certain goal personally for exercise. I'm not gonna bother running through my meals today. It's pretty much been the same stuff, but if I have anything new that I end up eating, I will let you guys know, and I'll list it. Like, I'm probably gonna make some pork ribs for tonight, so we'll talk about that tomorrow and how delicious it is. Okay, to the fat and protein ratios. Okay, I just want to say, look at your labels. What they list on the label, it's not going to be the same thing as what you get after you cook it. So, like our bacon said like 6 grams of fat and 4 grams of protein in a serving. But after you cook it, all that fat turns into that grease at the bottom of the pan. So if you're not eating the grease along with the strips of bacon, you're not getting 6 grams of fat per serving. So just be aware of that. I had to keep that in mind too, because I'm like, okay, wait, what is this? And I looked it up, and it's like that. That's the raw weight amounts when you look at what the label says. Okay, so super important. And I like to I save all that fat. If I have it from bacon or sausage or hamburger, anything, any meat, save all that fat. Okay, if you've mixed butter in with it to cook it in, like, save that too. Save it all, and you can put it into different things. Like right now, my favorite is to put it in some scrambled eggs, because those eggs, for whatever reason, oh my gosh, when you scramble them, they soak up all that grease, and you really, it's a great way to get your fat in for the day. So that's what I've been doing primarily. Another good thing is just throw a couple tablespoons or 1 tablespoon, whatever amount you want to do, in bone broth. So my husband and I did some bone broth last night. It was delicious. We added some salt, you know, up your sodium intake, add some of that fat. Super good. Very good. Love it. And it adds flavor too, especially if it's from like bacon. Like, who doesn't want bacon flavored bone broth? Delicious. Anyway, he also likes to add, this is kind of new, so I'm letting you guys know. Switch of topics back to foods. But he also likes to add pork rinds to the bone broth. So it's almost like a dumpling, like a carnivore dumpling bone broth. So anyway, yeah, it was delicious. Very good. Highly recommend. Use all the parts of that fat and that meat, the meat. Get all the parts. All the parts are good. You can use the bones for bone broth. You can use that fat and save it. It's delicious. I'll link a couple of videos below that talk about fat, how important it is. A video from Dr. Ken Berry. He's great. And then another video from someone, and I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but I will link it below. And she talks about how she has upped her fat in her diet. So anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. Bye, friends.